We're at lockup on this infill build. At this point, you think you've done the hardest part. Unfortunately for us, it wasn't. The city informed us that we were responsible for cutting the road, exposing a 16-inch high-pressure water main, hot tapping it without shutting anything off, as well as going into the alley and connecting to a 100-year-old manhole. We were looking at if we didn't get this done, these homeowners were not going to be in all winter. We needed to act fast. As soon as we found out that no one was going to help us with this and we had to figure it out ourselves, we started making calls. Something like this is not something you just DIY and just start cutting into the road. No, there's a lot of collaboration, a lot of preparation that has to happen. So the road shutdown permit that we got from the city was only good for 1 day. And if we took more than a day, the city was going to fine us. So we really had to make sure everything went just right. So we had dump trucks on standby, 2 excavators, 1 big, 1 mini. That way we could both be working at the same time. We had the hydrovac to any sensitive things around the main. So hot tapping is something that is very specialized. It's not something that I would have ever attempted. So luckily we were able to get in contact with a guy who worked for a company that was available to come and do the hot tap for us. As you see, there's other things in the line there in our way. There was an electrical line for the light posts. Thank goodness we didn't hit that, and also a sewer line there. So being able to watch this guy do the hot tap in person was so cool. You know, I had never been a part of something like this before, so it was definitely nerve-wracking because there was a lot on the line, but it's nice when you have the right people to come do the right jobs. Definitely takes the stress off of you more. He has a specialized tool that is kind of like a hole saw, but you have to do by hand, because the biggest problem that could happen with this is that little piece of metal that he's hole sawing out right now cannot fall into that high pressure water main, or it will cause problems down the line. So it needs to come out with that tool. That's why he's doing it very carefully, and it's all about feel. He needs to feel when that hole saw is going to go right through that. So he's at that point where he felt it. You can see he's going to pop it off, and he looks in there to make sure that piece of metal is in there. So now that the hardest part of the water line tie-in was completed, we started backfilling and getting the road all cleared up. It was kind of chaotic, so I didn't get a lot of footage. So we're just going right to the back now, to the alley, where we tied the sewer line into this 100-year-old manhole. So we did get lucky that we were able to tie into a manhole. Tying into the pipe is actually a lot harder because a lot of these ones are asbestos pipe. So like you don't want to excavate anything in here, right?
Yeah.
Looks like it was done in the 19.
You don't even want to get too close. You probably don't want to get closer than what the asphalt is.
No, exactly, right? Because it just looks so like the concrete below is solid.
Yeah.
But this stuff is not. So because of how disintegrated that manhole, that riser, those brick risers on that manhole were, we definitely got the hydrovac in there to just do the sensitive excavation, because if I brought my bucket close to those bricks, that whole riser would collapse and then we'd have to be putting a whole new riser. So the plumbers came and they were able to get their pipe in. So then we sanded their pipe. Everything got hooked up into the manhole. The nice thing is below the brick risers on the manhole was actually formed concrete. So that'll last forever. So we were able to drill right through that just like normal concrete and tie that pipe into. I do want to bring your attention to that manhole, the concrete part. That was all formed by a carpenter back in the day. Now everything's precast, done it with molds, but no, that was done by a forming carpenter. Excellent craftsmanship.
Oh boy. Inside. Oh man, oh.
So definitely made for a long day, but we were able to get the sewer hooked up and the water line hooked up. Now we just need to do some cleanup. This definitely was a late night, but got to get it done, or else that road not opening up tomorrow would definitely be our problem. And if you like this type of content or this type of video, please like and subscribe. It does help the channel a lot, and these videos take a long time to edit and put together.